which is the work of civil society. It's the work of the fourth estate. It's the work of institutions. It's the work of citizens. All that's super important stuff.
Okay, all that's super important stuff. Now, what I hear is this. He's signaling to the deep state. In other words, the institutions, okay, which have been causing us all agita our entire lives. And the reason why Donald Trump is now the president of the United States, again, is he's saying, basically, guys, you got to fight back against this. That's the way I interpret that. I could be
100%.
wrong.
And Joe, that's where regular people who call themselves Democrats should realize they're not for you. He says, basically, the democracy between the lines. What does that mean, sir? I'll tell you what it means. That means ESG, meaning that all ESG is, environmental social governance, is the government teaming up with institutions to get around laws to put pressure on opposition. That's what that is. And that's what he's saying without saying it. And that's not part of the democracy that the founders put forth. What he just talked about is the anti-American ideas.
Right.
That he just didn't say it clearly. That is what wokeism is. Pressure, extorting people, cornering people, forcing them to go along or they lose their job. That's what he's talking about.
That's right. That's exactly what
And
he's talking
that is not America.
Wall Street
That is
reform is
not
part of this.
America.
Joe Resinello, Wall Street reform is part of all of this package with Donald Trump and who he puts in place to outlaw ESG. We need to tell BlackRock and the rest of them, say, look, you might have been dealing with the establishment Republicans, but you're dealing with MAGA now, MFR. Excuse my language. You know I wouldn't say it on the show. I'll just use, but you know where I'm going. Like, kind of like a street thing. You grab Larry Fink. Larry, forget it. You're not going to extort. You're not going to extort companies, publicly traded companies who need money and say, well, we'll give you money, but we want 3 members of the board of directors and we're going to impose ESG. No. We're going to make that illegal, Larry.
You see,
and the rest
but that's where, Joe,
that would be a big step, Joe.
Joe, I would be so, I go into the streets cheering if I saw that. You see, that's where people, what Joe Pasillo just outlined, that's why America is an oligarchy, where the country has been taken from us. When you see things like that, where BlackRock basically has $4 trillion assets under management, they control boards of companies and they pressure them. And then they pressure you. Here's another thing that has taken place across the globe. Remember what happened in Canada? We have a lot of Canadians in the chat room right now. They froze bank accounts.
Yep.
That is the type of thing that man is talking about. Right. And that is not democracy.